Welcome back to another edition of Tech Tips in the Car. And today I'm going to be riffing off of a topic that I touched on in my other video series called Tech Talk in the Woods. And I was talking about the importance of documentation. So I wanted to show you how I do some documentation, give you some examples of what you can do, and also to show you some tips and tricks in Google Docs. So I have a template that I've already created. And you can see that it's got my logo, it has some title text to it, it has a couple of different sections here, an overview, details. If I pop out the table of contents, we could make those into headings. Then you'll be able to see the headings right there. That's a kind of nice way to do it. You could jump to it from your table of contents. And what I'll do is I'll make a copy. First and foremost, I'll make a copy of my template. I'll rename it to whatever I'm documenting. So maybe this is whatever process. Just do it in all caps. And save. Now my template stays the same, and I can use it again for other documentation. And I've got this one that I can customize. So as you can imagine, I would start by maybe taking out the word template from this header. So the header is a little bit separate from the rest of the document. I like that, but I don't want it on every page. So I've clicked this different first page option. And I'm going to go with whatever process. I told myself that I want this in all caps. That's why it was like that in the template. And then I'll just replace this content with what's important for the topic I'm talking about. So I remind myself, I like to write a brief description here, but I can take that out and say, during the whatever process, get off all caps, during the whatever process, etc., etc. Include some screenshots and GIFs. Here's my favorite tools for taking screenshots and GIFs. Down in the next section, I'll want to go into some details. When I'm doing details, I remind myself I like to use lists, I like to use bullets. And then there's a couple other sections that I might want to throw in. So maybe I want to be clear about some bugs that come up or some issues that always come up with this process and how you can troubleshoot for them. Or we know we want to make enhancements to the process, so here's what's looking like in the future. You can add in as many sections as you want and just get all the information on here that you can in just the clearest way possible. One other trick that I like to share is you can see that I'm formatting this with tables. I like to use tables for formatting because it helps me arrange different pieces of content. But typically I will take away the border from the table, so you don't necessarily see that it's a table. You just see that text and images are being arranged in the way that I've chosen. So my template document comes with the borders on, just so it's easy for me to see and I can work with it and arrange my text. But then I'll take the borders away and it makes for a pretty nice, clean document. Okay, so I know that this is what might be considered kind of low tech, right? It's just a Google Doc, it's some screenshots. It needs to be organized in a folder system where people can access it. There are tons of really good tech platforms out there just centered on documentation and like this whole knowledge management. So those are great, but if you just want to get some stuff written down and out of your head, you can bring up a template like this pretty quickly and just have it to be reused over and over, so you can get that all out. And these can be uploaded later into a system like a Jira or any other system that does knowledge management. So none of your work in Google Docs would ever go to waste if you end up going to a different system like that. And if you're interested in having this template, please just put it in the comments. I will make sure to get it to you. All right, hopefully some of these tech tips will come in handy this week, and I'll see you again soon.